So the last type of problem I'm going to show you in this series has to do with the composition of functions. So we can see here it's asking us what is f of g of x. So let's say I think that's multiplication and it's not, but let's say I think it is. So I'm going to put that in as a multiplication problem. Minus 3x plus 5 times 2x plus 6. So I can see right away that I did not do it correctly because I got a totally different graph. But, the g of x is taking the place of x. So let's switch that. I'm going to be a little lazy about this. For sake of time, I'm going to cut that. And wherever I see that x, I'm going to replace it with that g of x. Again, wherever I see that x, I'm going to replace it with that g of x. So you can see as soon as I did that, my graph went right on top of the graph. And by the way, my calculator decided to put in this extra parentheses here. I don't need it. I just got rid of it, and you can see my graph is exactly the same. So just as we did before, we would go through and we would work this out. So a lot of you have problems with this. You're going to do, since that first term is squared, a lot of you think that you're going to distribute that first parentheses, and I'm just showing you. I'm not going to change anything else. I'm going to show you that that's not correct because it's not going to graph correctly. So you can see it's I didn't even know where it went. I don't see any red thing anywhere. I'm going to try to zoom out. Oh my, it's way down there. So I know right away that that's not correct. So this here, this part, sorry, that was a 2. Let's change it to a 3. Numbers have to be the same, and I'm still showing you that that's not correct. It's way down there. So let's do this again. What does it mean to have an exponent? It means it's multiplying whatever is being exponentiated to itself. So I'm going to expand it because that's going to help me. Hopefully I've done this on paper and not just trying to do it all here in Desmos. But you see, as soon as I corrected that error, it drew the graph on. So then I'm going to continue down. I'm going to remember my order of operations. And I'm going to, perhaps you did this on paper, so you know what you're going to get when you write it out. In fact, I can even just take this part here, copy it, paste it in here, and you can see it graphed right on top. So I'm just showing you, just continue working this out, that now I'm distributing that negative through. Oops, so that should be a negative 24x minus 36. And now I'm going to distribute this negative 3 to 2x plus 6. So that's going to give me negative 6x minus 18. And then I have that plus 5 hanging on there at the end. I can't forget him. So you can see as I go step by step, I know immediately if I'm doing things correctly or not. And then, of course, the last thing that you need to do, because this asks you to simplify it completely, is you are going to combine your like terms. And in the before, I had placed them together in close proximity. And in this case, I had worked it out on paper, but you could also just do it in your head. And so that's my final answer. You see that it graphs real nicely on top of my answer one. So this is how you show your work.